Start with what you have. I don't care who you are, what you do, where you live, or any of your circumstances. Today, we're going to be talking about how if you can do anything you want from the place you are, when you get more tools, when you get more assets, life is going to become far easier because you were able to master doing without having. And so, this is the entire framework. You currently have everything you need to start. You have everything you need to win. And if you don't have everything you need to win because you started without having what you need, people will give it to you and you will succeed regardless. Now, how does this really work? I'll use the example of me starting on YouTube, me starting with personal training, and a whole bunch of other examples. So bear with me. So, first and foremost, I've had a phone and I wanted to grow on YouTube for the past like 6 years. I started when I was like 18, made a few videos about trading, took a break until I was 19. Then at 19, when I was in college, I started using my phone, started recording videos, and after about a month and a half, again, I stopped. I always felt like I needed more. I needed something. I needed the quick fix to be able to grow on YouTube as fast as possible. So if I posted 10, 15, 20 videos and I didn't blow up, that I was on the wrong path. But the reality was, I was on the right path. I was doing the right thing. It was just that I didn't do it enough. And so, once I got to that point where I was like, okay, I'm going to take this a little bit more seriously, then I was like, okay, what do I need? I ended up getting a mic. I got a camera. I got a light. I got a whole bunch of other things that allowed me to actually make better videos at a higher quality and be able to continuously do so. But the biggest thing is because I didn't start, because I wasn't in the habit of fully making videos all the time. I didn't have the skills of editing. I didn't want to sit down and get in front of a camera without knowing that everything would be perfect. I never actually continued. And the reality is, there's people making millions of dollars off YouTube by recording on their phone and simply sitting down and saying, this is what's on my mind. So I've always had the answer and always had the keys to actually grow on social media, grow on YouTube, and actually get where I want to go. It was because I chose to not make videos and move forward that I didn't get the progress and the success that I wanted from it. So how does this relate to you? I don't care what it is you want to do. See, for me, I talk about fitness because I'm a personal trainer. I talk about trading because I trade. And I talk about personal development because I'm working on becoming the best person I can possibly be. Even if I wasn't certified in personal training, even if I haven't traded forever, and even if I wasn't on a personal development journey, I could always just sit down in front of a camera and talk to try and grow on YouTube. I don't need to do research. I don't need a perfect professional camera. I don't need a ring light. As long as there's sunlight outside and I can post up my camera, even if I can hold my camera in my hands, I always had what I needed to make YouTube videos and to be able to grow. And so now looking back, I'm like, there's so many years that I squandered away just by not making videos. And that's exactly what I'm doing now. Genuinely, the way I go about making my YouTube videos now is I pick a topic that kind of relates to what I like to talk about and I just talk at the camera. I'm getting the reps of actually sitting in front of a camera, talking and getting better at it. And you can do the same too. You don't need to script every single video. You don't need a perfect content calendar. You don't need a perfect professional camera. You don't need a great light. All you need is what you have. And if all you have is an old phone from 2012, as long as it can record video, you can start. Now, let's transition over to fitness because that's a little bit better. A lot of people feel as if they need gym clothes to go work out. They need a personal trainer. They need a perfect workout routine. They need a dialed in diet. They need all this equipment. When in reality, I don't care who you are, you could work out right now. You could literally get on the floor, do some push ups, do some body squats, and do some crunches. And if you continue with that long enough, you will get a lot more fit. You will get a lot stronger. You will be far more capable than you were beforehand. People feel like they need a treadmill to run. No, there's a lot of land right outside your front door where you could go run. I don't care if you live in Compton. I mean, if you live in Compton, don't go running, but you know the point. There's so many things fitness related, social media related, but any aspect of life where if you start and you allow yourself to just move forward, you will actually start to make progress and start making small successes. And the beautiful thing is when you start without everything you need. If you truly need some things, if you start without the necessary things to actually make the most success, but people see you actually working hard, people see you putting in the reps, people see you working your butt off, people will go out of their way to help raise money to get you whatever you do actually need. I can promise you. Prime example, when I ended up getting my own apartment in Montana, I was 22 at the time, had just gone through a breakup, and was living in my track teammate's basement. Super randomly, I got a call saying, "Hey, we have this apartment available for you. It's right across the street from campus. Come check it out. If you like it, we can start the proceedings so that you can move in on Monday." So I came in, looked at the apartment, said, "This is beautiful. I love it." Put my down payment down, and within 4 days, I was moved into that apartment. Day one, while I was in my apartment, a truck pulled up across the street that had queen size bed, a whole bunch of stuff. And mind you, at this point, I'm living in this apartment, and it's only been like 3 hours since I moved in. But I'm in this apartment with a TV and Xbox and my clothes. Nothing else. No table, no dishes, no. I didn't even have Dawn. I didn't have no type of anything. I didn't even have a washing machine or dryer, and you had to move your own into the unit. But I moved in, and that truck pulled up, and I ended up walking across the street asking the man, like, "Hey, is there anything in this truck, since you're removing this stuff from this house, that I would be able to purchase? Like, I have some money, but I just moved into my first apartment, and all I have is my clothes, a TV, and an Xbox." He was like, "Well, sir, sorry, I can't give you anything out of this truck right now, but what do you need for your apartment?" I was like, "I mean, everything. I don't have a bed. I'm going to be sleeping on the floor. I don't have dishes. I don't have," and I just listed it off. I literally said everything that I don't have and everything that I would need, because I was just being as honest as I could, saying, "If you have any of these things, I will purchase it from you." And he decided, with so much conviction, he said, "You're the exact type of young man I save things for. So give me your phone number. Call me up tonight at 6 p.m. I'll take you to this little area, and I will get you anything for your apartment that you want." And so I did. And later that night at 6 p.m., he sent me an address, and I pulled up, and it was a warehouse. And it, like, don't get me wrong, it was kind of small, but a warehouse nonetheless. And he was just like, "Anything you want, let me know. We'll load it up on my truck and we'll get it to your apartment." And so he gave me two different beds, both queen size, with bed frames. He gave me a kitchen table. He gave me two bookcases, two desks, a washer and drying machine. He gave me all the dishes I would need. He gave me food. He gave me a $2,500 5 part sectional couch that was all electric. He gave me everything because I was willing to take the steps without being ready. I was able to move into my apartment, but I didn't have everything in order. I had just enough to do with what I currently had. And because someone saw my effort, they were willing to invest in me and give me all these things. And to this day, I still speak to Uncle Phil. He's a great man. He's amazing. I love both his sons. One's slightly older than me, one's a few years younger. But we bonded really well. And it was purely because of the fact they saw a young black man who took the steps to get his own apartment, to actually go up and do things without being fully prepared, without having everything answered, without having all the tools needed to succeed. But he was working. I was working. I was doing what I could. And they said, "Okay, we'll invest in that. We'll be a part of this story." And again, it all comes down to the fact that I knew I'm going to do with what I have, and whatever comes of it is what comes of it. And it worked out so beautifully. And it's happened time and time again with me, where even when I made my course, I made a course talking about a subject that I'm living through but haven't fully succeeded in, creating the character you want to be, and the steps I'm taking to actually change who I am, how I am, and where I am in life. And I brought the information in front of some people. I was like, "Hey, look, this is a course I just wrote. I think it can actually help a lot of people. I'm in the middle of the process of living this out to validate that it's true. But if you know anybody who needs this information, let me know." And a college professor listened to my story. He said, okay, I see what you're doing. I see what you're working towards. And I like the topic and the way that you frame this information. If you wouldn't mind, I'd actually like to put this a part of my college course. And so, without actually having even made a sale of my course yet, just having the framework and the breakdown of all the information, I was able to get that into a college course. Then I started posting on Threads, just trying to get ideas out, trying to break down content topics from within my course on Threads social media app. And within 2 weeks of doing that, only posting about 10 times, I ended up making my first sale on social media because I did with what I had and I didn't worry about what I didn't. And this process is a cyclical thing where now that I've accepted, sometimes you just have to do with what you have instead of trying to wait until you have everything you need. I was able to, one, you can make a sale of my course on social media. Two, with YouTube now, I've just began to sit down, talk to the camera, allow myself to flow. This isn't scripted. I don't know what's coming next. I'm just letting this roll off my tongue. And because of that, in the span of a month, I've posted 14 or 15 videos at this point, and I've jumped up like 10 followers. I've gotten 145 views on my channel and like 11 hours of watch time. And it's not manicured. I didn't take the time to really do anything to these videos besides take out a few minutes, maybe a few seconds if I'm swearing, or maybe alter the color grading or something. The most bare bones editing I can do. But outside of that, it's genuinely me just talking and pouring my heart out. And I've been able to get results from where I am and what I'm doing instead of trying to wait until everything's perfect. I stopped making videos for a while because I lost the camera that I had. I realized do with what I have instead of waiting until I have everything I need. So I used my phone. I stopped worrying about what I need to make everything work and I started doing with what I currently have. And things are changing. And they can change for you as long as you do with what you have, not worry about what you need. Now, you stay smart, stay safe. I love you, and I'll catch you on the next video.